What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin, back here with another video. And this is the the AEW Dynamite review. I don't know where that even came from, but yeah, let's get started. Like, we're still this AEW Dynamite it came out with a bang, like especially the opener, which is definitely getting #1 best match of the night. Because why not? Because these guys show why they're. Show why they should be on top, and then hopefully we'll see them get some future main event opportunities in their respective runs. But we're gonna talk about right now. We're gonna be talking about the match, which is start off with MJF. Start playing wrestling tennis with Roosh. This is where we got MJF was like, and this is where he tried to go for a chop. But this is where MJF's like, oh, come on, you can get louder than that. This is where Bruce is like, what are you waiting for? Like, just do it already. Like, it's not that hard. And then this is where we got, then he just poked him right in the eye, like if he's an AEW Randy Orton, raised his hands. This is where fans are like, yeah, like good old Maxwell. This is where Tony Schiavone's like, yeah, like good old MJF, like he knew exactly what he was doing. This is where he was not in the mood to piss off the Lean General. Well, it seemed like they got another free pass because Gunther just got murked by the Wyatt Six faction, but that's another story for another day. But that's where we got MJF trying to charge at him at the Bruce right up in the upper left side, but this is where he trips him out, hits him face first. This is where he. And this is where then we go. This is where then he hits him right in the mouth. This is where the referee was like, hey, like you cannot do that. That's illegal. Excuse me for a moment. Okay, SNA Assassinators, I'm back. But anyway, this is where we got was taunting with the fans. This is where fans are like, boo, you suck. Like, and you are a sucker, which I'm not sure why I even brought that up. But this is where we got this is where MJF his mouth was bleeding. I think he must have lost a tooth. But this is where we got Roosh then licked his hands off, like if it was his head if MJF's head was bleeding, they just wrapped some of the blood right into his hand. But it's where he lifts up MJF, hits a big right hand, but this is where he landed right onto the right corner side. This is where he tried to Irish whip him to the right, to the left. This is where then he did a huge mistake and the least most smart maneuver in professional wrestling. Bow his head way before he was even coming to him when he was running through the left side ropes. This is where MJF took advantage of this, and this is where he did a sunset flip roll up right onto Roosh. This is where Roosh kicked out at 2.7. This is where Roosh hit a big right hand right to the face of MJF. This is where he was like, yeah, that was very simple. This is where then he go up right up on the top rope. MJF was kind of snoring, like when he got leveled in face first right onto the canvas. That's where then we got the salt of the earth then going up right to the bottom left side. This is where we got Roosh then then spotted him. This is where he started hitting forearm strikes right into the face of the salt wrestler. This is where fans were chanting MJF. They were like, we want Maxwell. And this is where he's like, oh, you want Maxwell? I'll gladly give him, throw him to you guys. Like as soon as I get done, this is where he runs right to the upper right side. This is where he hits try to go for a middle drop kick, but he's like, no. I have a better idea. This is where he gave middle fingers out to everybody in the arena. This is where he hits a big boot right into the right boot right into the left side of the face. This is where fans are like, boo, screw you. And then this is where we got Rooston do the slide, do that. What's that sliding pose like this? Like if he was what's his name? His tag partner Andrade. This is where we got MJF said he had enough of this sugar honey iced tea, and then tackled him and started hitting right hands and beating him right into the face. Like get nothing but concrete fist. And then this is where we got the same with what's his name? Roosh, yeah, he go for a right hand to his face and start beating Roosh. Start going for right hands right into the face of MJF. Then he goes for a headlock right onto MJF. Then he turned into what's that, arm stretch. And then this is where he goes for a sleeper. This is where we got Claudio Castagnoli. I'm not quite. What's the talk about? I mean, this is where we got MJF. Then go for a back suplex, but he's like, "You have a better idea." He send him right to the upper right side, but this is where he tried to go send him to the right side of the ropes. But this is where Roosh counters and threw him instead. This is where you got him bouncing him off the left side corner ropes. This is where he hits a German suplex right onto MJF. Then followed up with a back-legged kick right into the face of the Salt wrestler. This is where it goes for a pin. This is where we got that's where we got a 2.7. This is where we got Roosh was like, "Oh, come on. Like, this should have been a 3. This is where we got Roosh, MJF going to the upper right side of the bottom turnbuckle. This is where fans start chanting "Roosh sucks" to the leader of Left Faction. This is where he starts stomping. And then he starts stomping MJF right onto his shoulders with both his feet on both sides of his shoulder. This is where he then shoves them right onto his chest. This is where the referee's like, "Well, what the hell's going on here? Like listen, what the hell I'm telling you." This is where we got Roosh then look like about to go for a middle drop kick right into the face on to MJF, but this is where he backed up and he didn't do his pose like. If he messed with the bull, he gets the horns. This is where he tried to go for a middle dropkick. MJF move out of the way. This is where he landed his legs his foot right into the turnbuckle on the bottom right side. The bottom turnbuckle on the upper right side. MJF then fell flat back down to the ground. This is where both men were down. This is where the MJF going. This is where when both men got back up, MJF got him into some kind of a hammerlock DDT kind of maneuver. But he had what's his name's Roosh's legs wrap around his waist. I forget what kind of move position is that. But yeah, he hit him with that kind of maneuver. This is where MJF goes for a cover, but this is where Roosh got the right shoulder up at 2.999999999 double triple 9 minus 0 point away from being 3. And then I was like, how did he kick out of that? Even though that's not exactly MJF's finisher, but it could be, like, if he decides it to be. And I was like, man, like, I have never saw any commercial-free matches as great as this one before. And this is where we got MJF then going he goes for the spike pile driver on the right, the left corner side, like where he had Roosh's lower half of his body draped onto the mid ropes. This is where MJF try to go for a cover. The referee was like, wait, like he got to put his shoulders down. This is where he's like, all right, like I'll put him down. This is where he readjusted. This is where the referee counted, but he only got a 2.8. This is where Roosh was like, yeah, I got the right shoulder up, so you don't need to tell me twice. This is where we got MJF then. Okay, that didn't work. Like, so what other results do I have? And he's like, oh, that's right. Like, I got just the thing. This is where start hopping and doing a little dancing. This is where the fans already knew exactly where he was coming from. This is where MJF's like, yeah, you guys know, like, yeah, my specialty. This is where, but this is where it. And this is where MJF was looked like he's about to hit the spear, like if he was Adam Copeland. Unfortunately, he wasn't there because his knee injury. But anyway, this is where he got him. This is where he batted the the turnbuckle on the upper right side. This is where then we got MJF trying to go for a double drop kick, but this is where he gets intercepted and belly to belly by Roosh into the bottom left side. This is where we got. This is where then we got Roosh then stare right at MJF. This is where we got Roosh. And this is where half the fans that are rooting for Roosh then start chanting his name. And then this is the other half that was chanting for MJF start chanting Maxwell Jacob Freeman. This is where they start going back and forth like who's gonna win. This is where we got Roosh then going for what move like what the MJF trying to go do something in the middle ropes like onto Roosh, but this is where it got intercepted because MJF kind of botched the maneuver and slipped and failed, but he gets intercepted with a big right forearm right to the face. This is where we got Roosh followed it up with a with what's that a straight jacket pile driver. Yeah, that's what he did to MJF. This is where he tried to go for cover, but we got a 2.9999999. Minus 1 point away from being 3. But MJF got the right shoulder up before the referee can even put his hand on the mat. This is where then he brought him in ringside. This is where he threw him right to the bottom left side of the Barry's tombstone. This is where then we got him to send him right back into the barricade for the I believe the 4th straight time in a row, like spin them into the corner. That's where the referee's like if you don't stop, like I have no choice but to DQ you. This where Russo's like, you would not do such a thing. And he's like, and get your useless ass back into that ring. This is where he did exactly what he said. I was like, that's very bizarre. Like, but the only thing that wasn't, I gotta admit that Bruce throw him right back in the ring, but this is where Bruce was like, no, I have a better idea. He sent him right back out. This is where he grabbed onto one of the cables in the announce desk and started whipping him like if he was his spoiled brat child that throw a tantrum and defied the father with the belt. Like he started whipping him right to his back and started beating him like if it hit some discipline into him. This is where then we got him then wrapping the wire around MJF's neck and choking him. But this is where then he send him right to the bottom right corner side, start stomping on him, start hitting some punches, start taunting the fans like he was doing and this is where then he suplexed him right into the concrete floor after he beat him right to the bottom right side. This is where then we got Roosh then send him. This is where he picks him right back up to try to go for a clothesline. MJF counters. This is where he ducks, hits a belly-to-belly suplex. And this is where then the MJF started hitting some big right hands. Well, no, it was a double A spine buster. And then he started hitting some left hands brutally right to the face of LaFaction. This is where he hit some face first right to the upper left side turnbuckle, the top turnbuckle pad. This is where MJF's fans were started counting along with him, saying like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then this is where he went up right on top and started hitting some big right fist, left fist. I'm afraid of doing like. This time it's with him hitting some fists. This is where fans start counting until he was at 9. This is where MJF was like, he's like, and it's time for the fangs. And then this is where he started biting him in the head, like if he just turned into some kind of a carnivore cannibal vampire and took a bite out of crime right onto Rush's head. This is where then Taz was cracking up in commentary. This is where then MJF then stepped right back because the referee told him like don't do it for too long, or else he would get DQ'd. This is where then he finally hit him with the heat seeker once again. He must have been double lucky. This is where then he goes. This is where he tried to go. This is where then he was like, no, like I don't think that's going to guarantee me get a pinfall victory. Like I need to follow this up and finish him off with this maneuver. There's a new finisher that I adopted ever since I came back. Like when I got a quarter of my revenge on Adam Cole from at Double or Nothing a month ago, and that is the Brain Buster right in the middle of the canvas. This is where then we got a cover. This is where the referee counted to 1, he counted to 2, and then he counted to 3 for MJF. And the winner of this match, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF. And I want to give a ginormous congratulations for his latest victory tonight. I think he did such an amazing job. And hopefully we see him back in the AEW title picture, but not as Swerve Strickland as AEW champion at this time. But maybe later on in the year, like we could see MJF trying to win back the title that he lost to at the end of 2023. And that was the same night where he got betrayed by his best friend in Brochacho, Adam Cole. And then this is where then we got Brian Cage then went on the Titantron screen to interrupt the MJF celebration. I was like, that's very rude. Like, and then this is where Brian Cage was like, congratulations, and and I see what you said, and that's and you said some very nice things. That's very nice, Maxwell. Very nice. What you said a couple weeks ago. And this is where he got his Mogul Embassy. I'm not a Mogul Embassy. I mean his Cage of Agony teammates, Toa Liona and Toa Liona and Bishop Khan and their new member Hecito. Yeah, Hecito. Yeah. Hekiko. Hekiko. Yeah, if I pronounced it correctly, but yeah. It's where it's like, and the Brian Cage is like, all right, but at Forbidden Door, Maxwell, like, and and yeah, and like, he's like, but you're gonna have to deal with somebody that has steel, like that has a shoulder made out of steel, and that's our associate right here in my right, Hechiko. That's what his name is, Hechiko. And this is where then Hechiko, then yeah, what there's like, yeah, and it's like, yeah, we're talking loud here, and this is where he starts speaking Spanish. Starts saying, he's like, it's gonna be, he's like, yeah, you're gonna be facing me at Forbidden Door, and then I was this doesn't sound like pretty much of a bad idea until Adam Cole is fully recovered, and two, this is Forbidden Door, so there's gonna be AEW wrestlers gonna face someone from either CMLL or New Japan Pro Wrestling. So why the hell not? But anyway, that's where we got. This is where we move on to the next slide, which is where we got the 6-man tag team match was up next. But I want to ask you this before I continue this, and I want to ask, what was your thoughts on MJF's opponent being revealed on tonight's AEW Dynamite on this episode of AEW Dynamite on the road to Forbidden Door? Let me know in the comments down below. But let's move to the next slide. Is where we got. Here's where we do get the 8-man tag match between Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, and Dante Martin against Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher of Don Cal's family, and Zack Sabre Jr. and Roderick Strong. And I was thinking, and I was thinking to myself, like, man, like I did not know the babyface team were a faction because they came out together on Mark Briscoe's theme entrance, saying with him saying, "Reach for the sky, boys," and then this is where all four of them came out. I was like, I know there was some kind of a quartet faction. Like no one ever told me. Oh, that's right, they're not. That's because they're not. Like they just decided to do this as a one-off. This is where we got the match starting off with. Oh, no, wait. Before I get into that, this is where we got a face-to-face segment. So I promise I'm going to talk about the match. As soon as I get done talking about this face-to-face segment between AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland and the current AEW International Champion Will Ospreay, the future competitors for the Nutter. This is where fans are like, whose house? Swerve's house. Whose house? Swerve's house. Exactly, right, Birdie Bird? You know that, yeah. Whose house? Swerve's house. Yeah, Birdie Bird.
Some donuts tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. I'm glad we make some donuts with you. But do you need Uncle Julian?
Donuts like this.
Do you want Uncle Julian? I mean, Super Ninja Austin. You want Uncle Super Ninja Austin to
No.
just came fresh out of the dishwasher. Hope you enjoy your pudding, though. It's warm. I'm so sorry. I'll make it up to you, Birdie Bird. But anyway, Assassinators. This is where we got the segment between Swerve and Ospreay. That's where fans were chanting all around the arena saying, "Whose house? Swerve's house." This is where Ospreay's like, and this is where it's like, yeah, like I'm very capable of taking Swerve Strickland's championship, you guys. And that's where half the fans were chanting, cheering for him. This is where Will Ospreay was like, yeah, and I'm gonna remind you that I'm the man, like that I won 3 different championships at 3 different continents at the same damn time. I got 1 time, and now I'm a champion that represents all the continents and country. And he's like, and Swerve, I'm about to test you that now that one of the world already knows who I am, and I'm the best wrestler in the world today. And the fans are like, yeah, you are. And this is where Swerve Strickland's like, but see, Will, you already messed up here. Like, I am the best wrestler in the world. Like, that's where the Swerve fans are like, yeah, you are. Like, and this is where the Swerve Strickland's like, yeah, like I've been watching you this whole time. I know how good you are. And I've seen you in this business everywhere. Like, man, like, so don't think I don't know. Like, and this is where Swerve Strickland's like, and this is where it's like now that's being said, like, and we've been taking 2 career paths, like, from the last 5 years, like, and like we all culminate like in the main event at Forbidden Door for the All Elite Wrestling World Championship. Like, how big is that? And he's like, yeah, tell me that. Like, you holding multiple international championships on what side? Like, and this is where it's like, you like on what side? Like, well, I'm here, being world champion in both worlds, like in professional wrestling, and the other one one in the wrestling world, the other on the entertainment world. And then I was like, yeah, like you're kind of like the male version of the CEO Mercedes Moné. But anyway, this is where we got. Swerve Strickland was like, now I've been doing it all by myself, like, and don't think that we forget last year at Forbidden Door, like you and Omega, like I don't know how you beat him, and he was like, yeah, like, and it wasn't by yourself, and he was like, and you're gonna try to do exactly what you did to him, like to be your plan to take this AEW championship away from me, Will, like. I like to see you try. Like, you're gonna have to use a